We don't leave the operating room until it's perfect.
After my surgery, even though it hasn't been that long, I'm able to do things that I wasn't able to do before, and the
Yes, sir.
I got gnats.
I cannot hear. Okay, talk, Kendall.
Check.
I can hear the gnat. Can you hear me?
Let me get my ears right. Check. Mic check. Are you two?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. Mic check 1 2.
Mic check 1 2. Talk.
Mic check 1 2. Testing. Big run down the sideline and into the end zone.
Matthew Gibson here. Can you hear me? How do I sound? We're good?
Got you.
All right.
But I think we're going to get an echo because it's such a small room.
Yeah.
But it's all good.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Yeah. You want to do like a run through of the keys or something?
Check 1 2 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4.
Yeah.
Check 1 2. Into the end zone. Yes. Let's see if that doesn't. How's that? Did that help you a little bit?
So, just talk. Keep
Mic
talking.
check. It shouldn't affect my level.
Yeah, no,
at
I
all.
can hear you.
It just takes it down a little bit in your ears, like, and then I do my own ears right here. Check.
Yeah. Check. Mic check.
Ballantine Ridge announcement. Students, if you want to get your face painted, in front of the home side concession stand, they're painting faces for homecoming.
I was actually closer because I think when I first registered today, it said something. It said something about but then it just said
Spirit wear is for sale across the whole concession stand tonight. Only through the first quarter. Get your spirit wear across the concession. Only through the first quarter. So shop early. With a reminder, the concession stand tonight: hot dogs, popcorn, pizza, soda, snacks, and candy.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? All right. Okay, you want me to put it up? All right, okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to the Den, home of the Wolves. 2025 homecoming. This evening, the Wolves welcome the Knights from ARDREY KELL High School.
You want me to get them
We
running
would like
around?
to thank Atrium Health Athletic Trainer Chelsea Converse.
We just want you to
providing
practice.
athletic training
Oh, okay.
and sports medicine service and all the student sporting events. Atrium Health is proud to be the exclusive sports medicine and athletic training partner for Ballantine Ridge High School. And more than 100 professional, collegiate, and high schools within this region.
Okay.
Atrium Health offers the region's #1 orthopedic and sports medicine care with top specialists. Convenient same or next day appointments. If you experience a sudden injury, they also offer local orthopedic and urgent care for weekend hours.
Yeah, like.
The NCHSAA views athletic participation as an extension of the classroom, where valuable life lessons are taught and learned by student athletes. These lessons are best learned when respect is accorded to all participants, players, coaches, officials, administrators, and other fans. Profanity, sexist, racial or ethnic comments,
Okay.
and other intimidating actions directed at anyone in this contest venue will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Help us make the right call by exhibiting good sportsmanship throughout the event, regardless of personal feelings or loyalties during this contest.
Yeah.
Sportsmanship. Together, we make the right call.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Wait, what? Like this? Oh, slower? Okay, I got it. So, more bit like this?
A little bit slower than that. A little bit slower than that.
Okay, I got it. Whip.
At this time, we'd like to recognize all of our Valentine Ridge supporters and corporate sponsorship program partners. The support allows many programs and students at Valentine Ridge High School a better chance to achieve their goals. They are Conley Orthodontics,
Okay.
Nothing But Noodles,
I know you like it.
Chick-fil-A, Stonecrest, and Hyperblend, Cabo Fish Taco, 21 Roofing Group, Hearst Service Center, The Golf Village, Jersey Mike's, Social Pet Hotel and Daycare, Empire Pizza, Hungry Howie's Pizza, The Schaefer Group, USA, Photos by Santino, Penn Station, Super Chips, Carmel Professional Dentistry, Ruby Slipper, Ruby Sunshine, Andrew Brownfield, State Farm. Thank you, corporate sponsors. Ladies and gentlemen, in honor of our nation's symbols, presented by the Valentine Ridge Junior Reserve Officers Training Corps, Army JROTC Cadets. Entering the field and commanding the color guard this year is Cadet Bryson McClendon. To the right, Sentinel is Cadet Corporal Edgar Gonzalez. Carrying the U.S. flag is Cadet Second Lieutenant Grant Hunter. North Carolina flag is Cadet Second Lieutenant Ashley Hilty. The left Sentinel Cadet Second Lieutenant Michaela Muhammad.
When you do your pan,
Ladies and gentlemen,
like you're gonna start right here.
please rise for the presentation of the colors and remain standing for the singing of our national anthem.
It's a real slow pan.
Coming to you live by Vivica Devon.
What is gonna be happening on the field? Like, what on my phone? You know?
You're not following anybody. You just panning the field right now.
Oh, right now. Okay,
Could this be at the start of the program?
Yeah.
By the dawn's early light was so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the
Thank you, Vivica.
Yeah.
Thank you, ROTC.
Yeah. Okay.
You got a question? Yeah.
Can you hear me?
The officials for tonight's game are referee Bobby Aiden, umpire Dwayne Lamont, linesman Daniel Terhu, line judge James Stroshire, back judge James Reed, and your clock operator Megan Briscoe.
Okay.
These individuals are registered by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. Their experience and integrity qualify them to administer the rules of the game. An attitude of good sportsmanship should be upheld by all spectators, players, and coaches, no matter what their personal feelings or loyalties may be in this contest. As a reminder, we ask that only team personnel be on the turf field during tonight's game. Thank you for your cooperation.
So, how are we starting off? Like, just the field? Only the field? Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay. Just them as a team, no, like anybody specifically. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
Started
Okay. Okay.
just make sure that beam doesn't ever get in.
This?
Yeah, make sure that don't get in the shot.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the center of the field. Number 21, Nathan Mamania, for wearing 55.
And we welcome you to Charlotte, North Carolina tonight for our Charlotte Rivalry Series Game of the Week presented by OrthoCarolina at Ballantine Ridge High School. Tonight we go to the Southwestern 7A, 8A split conference with the Wolves of Ballantine Ridge taking on the ARDREY KELL Knights. Hi everyone, Kendall Lewis alongside Matthew Gibson here with you tonight on our Charlotte Rivalry Series Game of the Week with these two schools split by just several miles, Matthew, and both looking for a key victory tonight.
This is a close rivalry. Both of these teams are looking to fight it out, Kendall. So, you know, it's one of those matchups where you think you might know who might be the winner, but it's still, you got to bring your best game to the table.
ARDREY KELL 4-3 on the year, just 1-1 in Southwestern Conference play. Ballantine Ridge still searching for their first conference victory tonight as we take you into our impact players tonight. This has been a really good ARDREY KELL offense so far this year. I think it starts with Caleb Rodriguez and his speed on the perimeter for the Knights.
Absolutely. He's been one of their weapons all season. Him and Jared Curtis, their connection has been great. And then you have Grant Huffman in there to balance out that offensive attack.
Let's flip the script to Ballantine Ridge as the Wolves take the field. Just a second-year program led by Tyson Fernandez as we get a look at some of their impact players here tonight. Ryder Polston, their quarterback's been pretty good this year tonight for the Wolves, but I think you got to establish the run game early and often tonight if you're Ballantine Ridge.
Early and often, Tiberius has been a strong running, almost 100 yards on the ground each game. He's somebody that they want to find success in this game. They need to continuously feed him.
Well, their quarterback, Polston, just a sophomore, will also keep it within their offense some and establish a dual threat, if you will, for Ballantine Ridge. Just a 10th grader Wolves in the light blue unis, red letters, red numbers, and the light blue helmets tonight. ARDREY KELL on the other side, going in the white unis tonight with the black pants. As we get set for kickoff here at Ballantine Ridge High School. ARDREY KELL will boot it away first. And back deep to return. There's Tiberius Young, we mentioned. Dangerous returner for ARDREY KELL. For Ballantine Ridge. And Daniel Kelly tees it up. Here we go from Ballantine Ridge High School. This one muffed at about the 5. Taken, and quickly the Knights cover him up. Maybe just shy of about the 20-yard line. That's where Ballantine Ridge's offense will set up shop here to start the ball game here on our OrthoCarolina Charlotte Rivalry Series Game of the Week. Well, you get a look at the Wolves offense, just 1-6. We mentioned second year in existence as a high school, the newest school in CMS. And they went in at full force, Matthew, right into varsity football last year, their first year of opening. Here's a handoff. They fake it. And rolling, a completion at the 30 and down the sideline. Big gainer. Jaden Krause on the catch and run for the Wolves.
Well, that's a great job. One of the things that Ballantine Ridge has done well all season is run the football, so faking it out with a good play action, catching your big receiver across the middle, and picking up a great yard. That's a great way to start the tempo as you start this game.
It is homecoming tonight for Ballantine Ridge. A good crowd on hand by these two schools, separated by just miles. Here in the Ballantine area, just south of Charlotte. Handoff left side, bouncing off a tackler is Young, and finally wrapped up just past midfield.
That's one of their keys to victory. Feed him the ball early and often, help him to get in his rhythm, and with him, they're being able to run the football in this game. They'll be able to control the time of possession, which could be a key factor in deciding the victory of this game tonight.
Pickup of 1 for Tiberius Young, 2nd and 9. They go back to Young this time, up the middle, and maybe back to the line of scrimmage and pushed back by the Knights defense. A 3rd and long coming up for the Ballantine Ridge Wolves. A big gainer to Jaden Krause on the opening play from scrimmage.
Yeah, if you're Ballantine Ridge, you don't want to be behind the chains in this position, but at the end of the day, when you face with a 3rd and long, the only thing you can do is execute the play that the coaches call. So we'll see how this goes.
3rd down and 9 for the Wolves. This one complete and short of the marker. Wrapped up and taken down quickly. Aiden Fong on the tackle for ARDREY KELL. Pickup of 4. It is 4th and 5 for Ballantine Ridge.
Offense still on the ground. Good, looks like. One of the things you always have to look for right here is when teams are going for it on the 4th down like this, it could just be try to draw somebody offside, right? Yeah.
Offense on the field, 4th and 5. Rolling. This one complete to Krause. Gutsy call. And is he at the marker?
It's going to be close.
It's close. Wolves want a 1st down.
I think they got it.
And they got it.
Spot.
Wow. Coach Jackham can't believe it on the ARDREY KELL sideline. He's beside himself.
Hey, sometimes you got to take those risks in order to be successful, and that was a great call by the coach, Rodriguez, in order for them to get that.
Let's take a second look at the replay.
Rolls out there. It's close. Very good tackle, good execution on both sides of the ball. But ultimately, that spot is where it was, and it's a first down for Ballantine Ridge.
Fresh set of downs for the Wolves from the 40-yard line. Poston hands it off up the middle. Nice carry. Caleb Owens.
That's great. Great direction, misdirection in the backfield. Once he got the ball, he just put his foot in the ground and got the rest of his history. That was a great play call, great run, great execution, great physicality up front.
Owens a part of the first senior class in school history here at Ballantine Ridge High School. The handoff, Young trying to plunge up the middle and quickly wrapped up.
Giving the ball back to their 100-yard per game carry right there. You know, he is Mr. Consistent for them, and then as they want to continue to open up the run game for him, you can see them coming back to him throughout this game.
Tiberius Young right at 100 yards per game, as Matthew just mentioned. And, of course, really good young talent. You see Jaden Krause, the sophomore, of course, the quarterback, Poston, just a 10th grader. Some weapons. They could be a handful in the coming years. You go back to Young up the middle, and he's immediately met by a swarm of white jerseys that time.
Yeah, it's just great penetration by the ARDREY KELL defensive line. They didn't allow surge to happen up front. He was able to be there like a steadfast wall, so it wasn't really much movement, and they were able to just snuff that out in the backfield as soon as the ball was snapped.
Al Jacobir on the tackle for ARDREY KELL, 3rd and 11. Coming up from the Knights' 30-yard line. Little reverse. Around the edge goes Ace Alexander. And gets just across the 25.
It's going to be a little short here. A little short of the first down.
Well, another 4th down upcoming for Ballantine Ridge.
You got to imagine that, obviously, if you went for it back 20 yards ago, you're definitely going to go for it again.
No doubt about it. It is 4th and 5. That was a pickup of 6 yards. Just over 6.5 minutes to go, first quarter. Try to get the Knights to jump here. And instead it's a false start on the offense. Wow. Back-breaking penalty right there for the Wolves.
Absolutely. You said that, Kendall, is back-breaking, especially when you have such momentum going on a positive drive. Anytime you get a penalty that you shoot yourself in the foot, that does slow momentum down no matter who you are.
So 4th down and 10. Coming up from the 29-yard line. Wolves need the 19 to keep the drive alive. Poston. Pocket collapses, still on his feet. Poston close to the marker. Did he get there? He did.
Oh my goodness, Kendall.
What a shifty run by the sophomore quarterback.
What a play by the quarterback. It looked like he was dead to rights right here. Way to make a couple guys miss and put his shoulder down to get the first down. That's a gutsy play by the quarterback. Great play.
Ryder Poston, we mentioned, dual threat quarterback for Ballantine Ridge, keeps the drive alive for the Wolves, and they've burned over 6 minutes on this opening drive. Poston, handoff. Tiberius Young, strong carry. Gets across the 15 to about the 14-yard line.
Hey, Kendall, that's what we're talking about. They need to have long drives. They need to be able to run the ball effectively. And now they are in the red zone, a place where they have to convert this into points in order to continue to find success. But right now, they're doing a great job of moving the ball. Great job.
Pickup of 5 for Young. 2nd down and 5. They go Young, left side. He'll cut it back. Young pushing the pile forward. Young keeps the legs turning. Look at this pile go. And inside the 5-yard line.
Oh, wow. I wish people at home could see this right now. He kept his legs driving. As an offensive lineman, you love to see this. Push the pile. Push the pile. If that whistle isn't blowing, that means the ball is still live. Way to get an extra 8 yards after.
1st and goal, Wolves. Back to Young. This time he's wrapped up and taken back for a loss. And a helmet came off as well. Ricky Garman, the junior linebacker for ARDREY KELL, lost the helmet. He's got to come off for a play.
ARDREY KELL's not going to make it easy for them to get any points. But at the same time, the momentum right now is on the home team, Ballantine Ridge. They are pursuing. Interested to see where they go to. They've had some success with their pre-snap motions. Maybe they do something like that to get the defense off guard.
Under 4.5 left to play. Ballantine Ridge has leaked the clock here. This one on a crossing route, just deflected away. Good coverage that time by Aiden Fong. And he breaks it up.
That's a great job by Fong. Way to get his hand in there and rip the ball out right at the last second. It was a catch, but it was just good defense to knock that ball loose.
3rd and goal. Upcoming for Ballantine Ridge.
I would say this could be a space where you might see a quarterback draw. Some type of quarterback keeper.
Caleb Owens in the backfield. In motion, and this one deflected at the line of scrimmage. Batted back. Active hands by Killian Andrews.
Great job. Defensive line coaches always preach, if you can't get there with your feet, get there with your hands. Great job to see the ball go in the air. At that point, he just become a shot blocker.
Fourth and goal for Ballantine Ridge.
It's a big play right here, Kendall.
Got their offense on the field here.
Quarterback draw possibly right here.
It's been 4 down this entire drive for ARDREY KELL. 4th and goal for Polston. Being flushed out of the pocket. And he has to throw it away. It's a turnover on downs after such a promising drive for Ballantine Ridge.
Yeah, like you said, it was a promising drive. But major kudos to ARDREY KELL's defense. They definitely bent on that drive, but they did not break. Right? So we talked about some of the keys earlier in the game before. Ballantine Ridge, one of the things is to establish the run. They started the game fast so they could be able to control the clock. For ARDREY KELL, though, as they come out into their field, they need to exploit with their offensive matchup. That Curtis to Rodriguez matchup is really good, so if they can start fast, that can kill the confidence of Ballantine Ridge.
First look at the ARDREY KELL offense at 3:51 left to go in the first quarter. Curtis hands it off up the middle, big time carry. Tristan Rivest.
One of the things is that the run game for ARDREY KELL has been evolving as this season has progressed. One of the things, like I said, if they can get big chunks of yards, explosive plays, that's going to deteriorate the confidence of Ballantine Ridge.
Jared Curtis waited his turn, goes right back to Rivest. Up the left side, good carry, gets to about the 30-yard line.
ARDREY KELL just relying on their big boys up front right now. You don't have to pass the ball, just keep running it, but they're relying heavily on those big guys, big bodies up there to clear a path for their running backs.
Jared Curtis has gotten more and more comfortable, Coach Jackham told us earlier before the game, over the course of the last month. Last year had to sit behind a senior quarterback, and now it's his turn. He'll tuck and go. Nice spin move as he gets down to about the 40.
got that first down. Yeah. First down right there. That's a great job, though, Kendall. As a quarterback, sometimes you have to improvise. When you don't see anything downfield, you got to pick it up with your feet.
Jared Curtis, his older brother Jack, plays football at Carleton College. He's a quarterback as well, was a starter here for several years ago, and this one taken back for a loss. That time the Wolves sniff it out.
Yeah, they did a great job. Everybody did play sound football right there. Stayed their gap. Took the brunt of that hit, but he held on. Calvary came in, did them a TFL right there.
We talk about Jared Curtis. We mentioned his brother Jack. He's battling Hodgkin's treatment and just set a school record at Carleton College. His older brother also was the quarterback for Coach Jackham. Pass play over the middle, caught, complete. Preston Rubinacci, and a big gainer for the Knights.
Yeah, right now they are just able to do whatever they want to do on offense and move the ball pretty clearly. Open wide receiver, found a hole in the coverage, able to make the rest and get some yak after that.
Handoff up the middle to Rivest again. Just across the 35-yard line that time. Now Tristan Rivest, he is a workhorse for this ARDREY KELL offense. And a timeout on the field here with 1:50 to go, first quarter.
Sometimes if you're about
and folks, we want to remind you, OrthoCarolina has urgent care options that focus on orthopedic injuries such as sprains, fractures, strains, and dislocations. You can count on OrthoCarolina to be the more efficient, reliable, and the better choice when it comes to your care needs. Kendall Lewis, Matthew Gibson here with you on our Charlotte Rivalry Series Game of the Week here from Ballantine Ridge High School tonight.
Kim, I've been impressed by how both of these teams have been able to run the ball thus far, running the ball and actually controlling the clock. So far, both teams have been able to put up long drives, but I'm interested in seeing if ARDREY KELL is able to capitalize by scoring points, which Ballantine wasn't able to do.
We mentioned ARDREY KELL 1-1 in the Southwestern Conference right now. A little bit of a log jam at the top. This would be a big win tonight. 4-3 on the young season still. Just a few weeks left of the regular season, though, before playoffs come around. ARDREY KELL trying to get a spot in the playoffs. Little shovel pass to the outside, complete to Rivest, and still on his feet, finally ushered out of bounds at about the 15-yard line.
Yeah, that was a great job. Your safety valve as a quarterback will always be your running back. So when you can check it down, he's open in the flats, nobody's within 10 yards of him, that's an automatic first down.
First and 10 for the Knights. Ball at the 15-yard line for ARDREY KELL. Rivest again up the middle. Bulldozes his way over one tackler, finally wrestled down. Another good pickup for Tristan Rivest.
Yeah, he's been their most effective weapon on this entire drive, been able to run the ball effectively, clearly right there. Give it to him while his hand is still hot.
Approaching the final minute of the first quarter. Boy, Ballantine Ridge turned it over on downs. Had the football first, but they burned over 8 minutes on that opening drive. Got into the red zone and to about the 6-yard line. Rivest tripped up right at the goal line, just short.
Yeah, he showed some wiggle right there going through the one tackler. Just got caught by the shoelace, couldn't quite get there.
Handoff, Rivest again. He's tackled for a loss. Boy, great job getting in there that time. Nathan Wasiki.
Wasiki came off the edge like a heat-seeking missile. He was seeking something. And what he saw, he got.
Ten seconds left to play. Curtis, handoff Rivest, trying to push forward. Instead, he's dropped back.
Tell you what, they're not making it easy for him. Great job by that Ballantine Ridge defense, standing strong thus far.
3rd and goal when we return. That's the end of the first quarter. No score. We'll be right back. ARDREY KELL, Ballantine Ridge. Our Charlotte rivalry series continues after these messages.
The first question out of a kid's mouth is, when can I get back to doing what I want to do?
So in 2019, I was in class and I was doing a jump that I've been doing since I was maybe 6 years old. And my foot went one knee, my knee went the other, and my knee dislocated. It amazes me how I went through what I went through and I was still able to continue my dreams.
We go to the second quarter here at Ballantine Ridge High School. The ARDREY KELL Knights on the 1 yard line. Well, they've been stuffed back-to-back plays by this Wolves defense.
They're doing a good job. A good defense will bend, but they won't break. Similar to what ARDREY KELL does. This would be a pivotal down for them right here. They can stop them. Got to be big for Ballantine Ridge's confidence moving forward in this game.
It is 3rd and goal. This is really 3rd and inches for the Knights. Do they go back to Tristan Rivest here, or does Curtis try to take it himself? They go to Rivest, and he plunges into the end zone. ARDREY KELL with a touchdown here to begin the second quarter.
Yep. Last few times when they got stopped, they were trying to go directly inside. This time they pulled someone, had a lead block, just ran it right to the outside, walked right into the end zone.
So the Knights get on the board first here at 11:56 left to go in the second quarter. And on for the point after. No good.
It's almost blocked, too.
I was hooked.
Missed it, though. You're right, Kendall. These are the times things it might not seem big right now, but later in this game, that 1 point could be a difference maker.
Yeah, that's a interesting miss. So the point after, no good. That leaves the door open for Ballantine Ridge here. If they can, again, they put together a 8+ minute opening drive in the first quarter to start the game and turn it over on downs at the 6 yard line. And back deep on kick return for Ballantine Ridge. Tiberius Young and Zion Caesar. Boy, Caesar's just a freshman. Back there on kick return for Ballantine Ridge. And this one's going to trickle into the end zone for a touchback. So Ballantine Ridge will set up their offense here at the 20 yard line with 11:56 left to play in the first half.
If I'm Ballantine Ridge, I'm coming onto this field with a lot of confidence, right? My coach showed me confidence by going for it on fourth down, not once, but twice, 3 times last time, right? Have confidence and execute your plays. Again, start this drive.
Well, and they converted on 2 4th downs. Couple of 4th and 5s, and they were able to convert. This time they hand off Young, who dives forward. Maybe a yard. He gets 1 yard there, so 2nd and 9 upcoming. Well, you look at the Ballantine Ridge Wolves, only a handful of seniors on the entire roster.
Yep.
So everybody virtually is back. And you've got a ton of freshmen, sophomore that are having to play up on varsity in one of the highest classifications.
It's a very young team. Very, very young team that's going to have an opportunity to do big things.
Crossing route complete. Ace Alexander on the reception, and he's still going.
We talk about doing big things, and for young, this team is maturing as a season. And honestly, you can see it right before our eyes in this game. That's a great throw. That's a very difficult catch to make. You know you're going to take a hit, but you still hang on to it and get yards after the catch. Very impressive throw and catch by those young men.
Well, Ballantine Ridge has looked really comfortable on offense here in the first half. Run and pass. They go Young this time. Shakes one tackler. Young finally wrestled down.
That's just really good backside pursuit right there by the defensive line. I appreciate somebody with the motor and that right there. Anytime you can come from the backside of a play and make a tackle on the front side of it, that's just effort and hustle.
It is a loss of 1. 2nd and 11 coming up for the Wolves. Jaden Krause, big tight end, had a nice catch to start the game, and this time they go back to Young again. Across the 45 to about the 46.
Tell you what, Kendall, if Huffman doesn't make that tackle, I think he's still running, because the way that he was positioned, the field was open for him. That was a great tackle to come in there and make it at the very end, because I think he'd still be running if it wasn't for that tackle.
3rd and long coming up for Ballantine Ridge. What do you draw up here?
You know, I would do a little misdirection in my backfield. I think that's been what they've been most successful, but I would go to my pass right here. Maybe some slants across the middle.
Ryder Polston on play action. Sets his feet, looking for the deep ball. Nearly hauled in.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Oh, man. If the folks at home can see the people how many people jumped up for that one.
He had Zion Caesar, the freshman, downfield.
Beautiful throw. Man, that would have been a heck of a catch. One-handed grab, couldn't quite bring it in. Wow, he's going to think about that one tomorrow, but good execution. I hope that they can see something in this defense that they go back to in the next drive.
It is punt time here. First time that Ballantine Ridge is elected to punt the football here tonight. Otto Franco. And wow, there's some extracurricular after the play.
They say this is a less than 1 mile rivalry. I'm sure there's some bad blood in there.
ARDREY KELL trying to get back into the end zone. Missed the extra point. Tristan Rivest on the 1-yard touchdown run. Only got the football one time, and that was at the 3:51 mark of the first quarter. It's a handoff. Rivest here finds a seam and a nice pickup of about 7 on the carry there.
Yeah, Ballantine Ridge is going to have to do something about Rivest in terms of slowing him down. Right now, he is the motion maker for this offense and is causing Ballantine Ridge a lot of trouble. They're going to have to find a solution to stopping him.
Under 8.5 to go. Back to Tristan Rivest. Left side this time. I'll tell you what, ARDREY KELL Coach Jackham told us, Matthew, they wanted to start out fast. They got in the end zone 4 seconds into this second quarter. And they've established the run game here early with Rivas, which was a big key.
Absolutely, yeah. That's a big key for most offenses. But when you're able to throw the ball and then run the ball, it just opens up Pandora's box of what you can do to attack the defense.
Rubinacci couldn't quite lasso the pass in. So 2nd and 10 upcoming for the Knights. Toss play to the outside. Rivas looking for space. Across the 45. We'll see where they spot this. At about the 43.
This might be 4 down territory if you're ARDREY KELL. However, this is big if you're Ballantine Ridge. How you respond right now can determine a lot how this drive goes.
3rd down and 3. Can the Wolves defense bow their neck here? They fake it to Rivas. Curtis keeps it on the scamper. 1st down plus plenty more for the quarterback.
Just a great read by the senior quarterback right there. He decided to keep the ball versus handing it to the running back, made the appropriate read, and everything was history. And party like the Red Sea was able to get a chunk of yardage.
And we've got a Wolf down on the field. Folks, we want to remind you, OrthoCarolina's orthopedic expertise is all around you, from urgent care to your full recovery. OrthoCarolina is there every step of the way. OrthoCarolina, your better choice for musculoskeletal care. And we hope everyone is okay here. Trying to get a number on the injured Ballantine Ridge player down on the field. Can't quite make out the jersey number.
Yeah, we just hope he's okay.
Yeah, you hate to see this. It looks like Caleb Owens, kid that plays both ways for Ballantine Ridge. And trainers are out tending to Owens.
Yeah. You know, football is one of those games that's very physical. It's a violent game, and unfortunately, injuries are a common part of the game. You just never hope that it's you that gets hurt, but sometimes you just hope that everything is okay. He's able to walk off.
Well, Tyson Fernandez, we mentioned App State alum, the head coach for the Ballantine Ridge Wolves. Just the 2nd year of the program, 2nd year of the high school's existence. Of course, this will be the first graduating class at Ballantine Ridge here in the class of 2026. 7:18 to go, 2nd quarter. We're going to take a break on our Charlotte Rivalry Series Game of the Week. We'll be right back here in just a moment.
We don't leave the operating room until it's perfect.
After my surgery, even though it hasn't been that long, I'm able to do things that I wasn't able to do before, and the progress of the recovery has been a lot faster than I anticipated.
We aspire to make patients feel at the end of the entire recovery like nothing has happened. They're back to their baseline.
The first question out of a kid's mouth is, when can I get back to doing what I want to do?
So in 2019, I was in class and I was doing a jump that I've been doing since I was maybe 6 years old. And my foot went one knee, my knee went the other, and my knee dislocated. It amazes me how I went through what I went through and I was still able to continue my dreams.
scary situation here at Ballantine Ridge High School, and the stretcher is now out on the field here for Caleb Owens. Well, we talked about, hate to see this any time, but trainers have been tending to him for a while, and now the stretcher is out on the field. This is a scary situation. You don't want to speculate, but it looks like they're tending to that neck area.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a very violent sport at times, but it looked like he might have had a neck injury, and so sometimes when you have those neck injuries, they want to be very precautious in how they care for the player, getting him on and off the field, just to make sure that things are okay. Fortunately, I did see him move his body a little bit, move his legs, his knees, so we know that it's nothing from what we can see at least that it's like causing him not to be immobile. So really probably just trying to protect his neck as best as they can.
And you think about the teammates as well, too, going to have to shift their mindset here, watching a teammate get wheeled off and then continue play here with 7:18 left to play in the second quarter.
Absolutely. That's tough. It is a challenging thing. It could be, I've been on fields where I've seen teammates carted off, and it can be demoralizing, but at the same time, it's like, how do you turn that into motivation to play for this teammate? Because we know if he was able to still be out here on the field, he'd be fighting. So it kind of pushes you to win this game for your teammate.
Well, we'll take a look at our Charlotte Power 6 while they're tending to Caleb Owens. Providence Day out of the NCISAA 7-0. They got a big one tonight. How about Huff? Just seems to reload every year. They're 6-0. And of course, you know about Weddington, who has that one loss to Myers Park on the season. West Charlotte, a really good team, 5-2. Sam Greiner's club, one of their two losses was to Grimsley, the defending state champions.
Yeah, Independence. Can't sleep on them. I have some strong feelings about Independence. Obviously, there's a lot of rich football history that's there with Independence. And to see their resurgence this year is like, they are not to be slept on.
Coach McFadden does a great job at Independence. Of course, there's a ton of teams around the Charlotte area that are off to really good starts. At Mallard Creek just seems to always be there. They're sitting at 5-2 as well in our Charlotte area Power 6 right now. Tonight we're in the Southwestern 7A, 8A split conference. And ARDREY KELL at 1-1. Ballantine Ridge looking for their first conference win here on homecoming tonight. And stretcher is still out on the field here at Ballantine Ridge High School. Folks, we're going to take another break. We'll be right back on our Charlotte Rivalry Series Game of the Week.
We don't leave the operating room until it's perfect.
After my surgery, even though it hasn't been that long, I'm able to do things that I wasn't able to do before, and the progress of the recovery has been a lot faster than I anticipated.
We aspire to make patients feel at the end of the entire recovery like nothing has happened. They're back to their baseline.
The first question out of a kid's mouth is, when can I get back to doing what I want to do?
So in 2019, I was in class and I was doing a jump that I've been doing since I was maybe 6 years old. And my foot went one knee, my knee went the other, and my knee dislocated. It amazes me how I went through what I went through and I was still able to continue my dreams.
Scary situation here at Ballantine Ridge High School. Caleb Owens went down. He's being loaded onto the stretcher now and carted off the field. Well, you hope that Caleb Owens is okay. As we talked, we hate to see that with any player, but especially when they've got the stretcher out. And as we mentioned, it looked like tending to that neck, head area.
Yeah. And anytime you're playing around with the neck of the head area, you want to take care of that really delicate type of way, right? So in order to protect the player, they have to take time to make sure they can move him, stabilize that area. So if there is damage, that no other further damage occurs.
Caleb Owens will be carted off. He gives a thumbs up. A good sign that Owens gave the thumbs up, but scary situation. Now we hope that he's okay.
It's just about how do you respond as a team, right? If I'm my coach, I'm talking to my team, how do you respond? Like I said previously, we play for Caleb right now. He can't be out here, and we know the effort that he gives. So how do we respond to this? Use it as the motivation to play and fight for your teammate.
Oh, his quarterback, Ryder Polston, came over to say a few words as he's being carted off. It is a 1st and 10 for ARDREY KELL here with 7:18 left to play, second quarter. Jared Curtis and the Knights marching again. Handoff Rivest up the middle. And carries it to about the 20-yard line.
I give a lot of credit to this ARDREY KELL offensive line. They've been doing a great job putting a hat on a hat, which makes it easy for your running back to be able to make a decision.
No doubt.
Body on a body, he can make the rest happen as the superior athlete in that.
Some monster holes for Tristan Rivest to run through, that's for sure, in this first half. Under 7 minutes left to play. Back to Rivest again. He cuts it up the left side. Rivest finally wrestled down just past the 10-yard line. So about maybe the 8. We'll see where they spot it.
Great job by Rivest just finding a hole, finding a way to continue to make yards after the contact.
Spotted at the 9, 1st and goal for the Knights. Curtis on the keeper. Curtis plunges forward inside of the 5.
That quarterback keeper is pretty effective play call for them. Got extended the drive previously in this drive. So it's one of those things I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to 1 or 2 times to keep this drive continuing.
Second and goal from the 5-yard line. Curtis fakes it to Rivest. Curtis trying to cross the goal line, maybe just short. And wait a minute.
Looked like they tried to throw something, but he just tucked the ball right there. You got to stop short for sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if they go back with that quarterback read play.
Pick up a 4, 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. Curtis to Rivest, and he gets into the end zone. Back-to-back touchdowns tonight for ARDREY KELL's Tristan Rivest. And we'll take a second look at the replay.
Yeah, that's the same, literally the same play they scored their first touchdown with. Pulling their guard, pulling their H-back around.
And just trust the big fellas up front, right?
Yeah.
Going to elect for the extra point. I thought they may try the 2-point conversion to try to make up for the miss. And this one's up and through.
point-blank period, ARDREY KELL is executing their offense how they want to. They're driving the ball, they're running the ball, they're throwing the ball how they want to. And that's why they have this lead. These two are Ballantine Ridge. It's not the time to give up. You still have ability to move the ball. You've been able to show that, and you have confidence. So it's like, how do you respond in this midst of this adversity right now?
Yep. Drew Ludwig boots the extra point through. He's their field goal kicker. Missed the extra point the first touchdown. And for ARDREY KELL, it's Kelly who handles their kickoffs. $13-0 lead for the Knights. Big drive upcoming here with 5 minutes left to play for Ballantine Ridge. Young on the return. It's across the 25. Solid return that time for Tiberius Young. And Ballantine Ridge will set up their offense again.
You said it, Kevin. That was a nice return right there. Puts them in a good field position to start this drive. If I was them, I would maybe start with a play-action pass. That was one of their best offensive plays in that first drive of the game. I'll go back to it.
Jaden Krause, big target to throw to, the tight end as well. If they ran that play action on their first play from scrimmage back in the first quarter, they'll just set up their offense from the 28-yard line. Ryder Polston, the quarterback, just a 10th grader. They fake it to Young. Polston across the middle, right into the hands of Krause. And he dropped it.
You know, sometimes they call that TV jinx, right? You talk good about somebody, the next thing you know, they have a not-so-good play, man. But honestly, I think he heard footsteps right there. Going across that middle, you will take a hit. Fortunately, he took his eye off the ball before he brought it in.
Second and 10 for the Wolves of Ballantine Ridge. Polston being flushed, wrapped up and sacked. Al-Jacobir.
Yeah, that definitely puts you behind the chains. But way to get free. Way to get your paws on what you are hunting and not give up until you got him down. That was a great job by him.
Boy, Jad Al-Jacobir. Big force on this ARDREY KELL defense this year. And that time gets in there for the sack. 4:15 left to play in the first half. And a 3rd and a mile coming up. 3rd and 16 for Ballantine Ridge. And a timeout first. OrthoCarolina has always been a leader in specialized orthopedic care, but now when urgent attention is needed, OrthoCarolina has urgent care options that focus on orthopedic injuries such as sprains, fractures, strains, and dislocations. You can count on OrthoCarolina to be the more efficient, reliable, and the better choice when it comes to your care needs. Now, Ballantine Ridge, if you're the Wolves, you had a really good opening drive to start the game that you got inside of the 10-yard line to the 6, converted on 2 4th downs, and burned over 8 minutes off the clock before they went for it on 4th and goal and turned it over on downs. Like to get in the end zone here before ending this first half with some momentum. Polston. Shifty move. Polston still on his feet looking for the sideline and takes a big hit. It was late. There comes the flags.
That's the way. That's another way to convert a first down. You know, you get a late hit on the out. Kind of one of those bonehead unnecessary plays.
15-yard penalty on the Knights. And right now with the Wolves, the clock not on their side, they'll take that 15 yards.
Tell you what, yeah, that was just an unnecessary hit. He was already out of bounds. And if you're ARDREY Kell, you don't need to make that hit. Just not a smart play, not a smart football play.
This moves it up to the 45-yard line. A handoff. Young trucks his way across midfield, keeping the legs churning.
Good job. If I am Ballantine Ridge, I am putting the foot on the gas right now. At this point, you have some momentum. I'm trying to hurry. Let's get back to the line of scrimmage. And let's call our next play so that we can execute.
And Tiberius Young is one of the few seniors on this Ballantine Ridge roster. I tell you what, he has had a couple of grown man carries tonight. Give that offensive line some credit where he has pushed the pile.
Absolutely. There's something about a running back who runs hard. It makes the offensive line block harder.
Polston fakes the handoff to Young. This time he's wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's one of those plays you look back, that wasn't the best read. He probably should have handed that ball off to Tiberius. As I said earlier, he might still be running.
Third down and 4. Coming up from the, well, make that a 3rd and 7. Check that. It was a loss of 3 from the 48 now. How ARDREY Kell jumps.
Do we have a false start?
It could be a false start, though. Let's see.
Looks like that. People are backing it up.
Well, they're going to talk about this.
What did you see? Oh, looks like it might be on the defense.
Side judges come over. The white hat.
Could be the defense caused the offensive jump. It's still a penalty.
Yeah, it's on ARDREY Kell. Offsides on the defense. Fresh set of downs for Ballantine Ridge.
Thanks to ARDREY Kell.
Couple of crucial penalties for ARDREY Kell. You had the late hit on the quarterback out of bounds, and now you jump off sides on 3rd and long.
And you know what that is, Kendall? That's just discipline at the end of the day. That's discipline on all accounts. Watch the football right there in the previous one. Pull up. You don't need to make that penalty.
2:28 left to play. Big carry for Young. And Young again pushes it forward.
Yeah. That was a good pickup. Just inside zone. Put his foot in the ground and got north in a hurry. That's all you can really ask out of your back. One cut, get it north fast on any inside zone run.
1st and 10 for Ballantine Ridge. Game clock at 2:08. This time they'll hand it off to Ace Alexander. Alexander shaking and baking to about the 40.
Ace Alexander definitely has some dance moves right there. Made a couple guys miss. Really elusive on that run. Electrifying with 5-yard gain right there.
Alexander, another senior that has helped lay the foundation for this Ballantine Ridge program. Just its 2nd year as a high school. Trying to get a win here tonight on homecoming. Polston. With time, Polston's going to tuck and go. And gets out of bounds to stop the clock with 1:15.
Great job. He's been able to make a lot of plays with his feet, you know. Most of the guys were back in coverage, did a great job, but the other part is that it was just so much underneath. Just go ahead and make that 1st down, live the fighting out, smart getting out of bounds and stop the clock.
Ball at the 30-yard line with 1:15 to go. just moving it in ARDREY KELL territory.
You hear people in the stand saying, take a shot. Let's see what happens right here. I do see it. Some one-on-one coverage at the top.
Poston fakes the handoff, looking for Krause again, just through the hands.
I think Krause is in his head right now. 2 big drops. He's just thinking about it a little bit too much. He's made that catch 1,000 times. You got to make that one. Got to make that one.
This will bring up 2nd and 10 with 1:12 to go, second quarter. I tell you what, if the Wolves can get in the end zone here right before the half, give a ton of momentum here tonight on homecoming. They've done some good things here in this first half. Poston, deep ball to the end zone. Yes, sir! Touchdown catch for the freshman Zion Caesar.
Kendall, I think you drew up that play, did you? When you down there just now? I feel like you drew up that play and called it. Wow. Went back to him in the last drive. He dropped the one-handed catch for wide open in the end zone to that big body receiver right there. Pitch and catch. That's backyard football, folks. We got a ball game.
Wow, how about the cannon of an arm from Ryder Poston, the quarterback, and Caesar in the back of the end zone. Now for the point after, it's Otto Franco. Clean snap, and he boots it right through. We got a ball game here in our Charlotte Rivalry Series, 13-7. Take a second look.
Like we said, simple. Had one-on-one coverage out there on the outside. Quarterback did a great job stepping into the throw. Wide receiver got behind the safety. Simple pitch and catch. That's how you execute on for your team. Great job.
All of a sudden, there's a little bit of life here on the Ballantine Ridge side.
Tell you what, this team is maturing, right?
Yep.
We talked about how it's a young team, so as the seasons progress, they are maturing. They took a lot of losses. They took a loss last week. Seems like they have learned from some of those mistakes.
Still 1:05 left to go on the game clock here in the second quarter. Otto Franco handles the kickoffs for Ballantine Ridge. Little pooch kick taken from about the 20-yard line. Boy, dangerous returner is Caleb Rodriguez, but the Wolves get to him at about the 40. There's a short field with 1:04 for ARDREY KELL to work with here.
What I can say about ARDREY KELL is that they have been able to get big chunks of yardage in a hurry throughout this game. So 1 minute and 4 seconds is more than enough time for them to be able to march down the field and get some points before half.
I'll tell you a name we've not called at all tonight for ARDREY KELL is Justin Balsert, senior wide receiver, number 5 in white at the bottom of your screen. He's been the security blanket for Curtis. Little shuttle pass out in the flat to Rodriguez, still on his feet, and finally taken down. They'll stop the clock with 53.5 seconds left to spot the football, and here we go.
It's so important that teams get in line fast, right? Time is not on your side right here.
Curtis fires over the middle, complete to Balsert. Right on cue, there he is, his first catch tonight. He is a big target, 6'2" for Curtis to throw to.
He is definitely somebody that they targeted on this drive, especially with them wanting to get large yardage.
Clock continues to move, under 30 seconds left to play. Curtis over the middle, complete again to Jeremiah Jones. And wrapped up and taken down at the 20. Here comes ARDREY KELL.
Yeah, they're just doing a great job of taking advantage of the holes in the zone right now. That's all you can do. If your receiver sit down in that hole, and the quarterback is fine picking them apart.
And they'll burn a timeout here with 20 seconds left on the game clock. Plenty of time for ARDREY KELL to work with here. If you're the Wolves, you got to defense. You got to bow your neck here. Worked so hard to get back in this game. A nice touchdown throw from Ryder Polston to Zion Caesar.
Definitely got an interesting game that we had. Big competitive on both sides. Offensively, both of these teams have been doing a really good job of football. And it's really going to come down to the defense that is able to bend but not break.
Ball spotted on the Ballantine Ridge 20-yard line. 20 seconds left to play, first half. Curtis fakes the pitch, being flushed. Curtis fires incomplete.
Looking back on this is going to be one of those, when they look at film on Monday, they're going to see Buster, number 5, going right across the street. Wide open, right there. They had the touchdown. Unfortunately, that pressure caused the quarterback to look down for just half a second, disrupted being able to see that throw through the end.
14.7 seconds left.
It's a big play, Kimball.
And whistles come in. Oh, Tyson Fernandez didn't like what he saw that time and calls timeout. I'll tell you what, 14 seconds, still plenty of time for ARDREY KELL.
They don't have far to go. They're able to play it right, maybe have a pass combination where it's towards the outside, catch and get out of bounds.
Yep.
Next play, set it up before you need to score, kick the field goal to score a touchdown, depending on how much time.
Coach Jackham in year number 7 is the head coach at ARDREY KELL High School. He's a PE teacher. We mentioned that Coach Jackham coached Jared Curtis, who's the current quarterback for ARDREY KELL. His older brother Jack was also the quarterback, who is now playing at Carleton College, who just set a record and is playing through Hodgkin's treatment. Just an amazing story. Curtis looking toward the sideline, incomplete.
Hey, just couldn't come down with the catch, but it's literally what we just talked about. Had a crossing route going to the opposite side where he would have caught the ball, went out of bounds, been able to stop the clock, set up another. Still 9 seconds left to play. It's time for ARDREY KELL to make a play for the end zone.
Now 9.2 seconds remaining. I think you got enough time, at least 2, maybe 3 plays here for sure.
Just depends on how they execute it on offense, how quick they can execute it.
It is a 3rd and 10 though. Curtis pressured, lost the football. ARDREY KELL falls on it, and there's 1/10 of a second showing on the game clock here.
Wow, that's impressive. Like we talked about, bend but do not break. Great sack by Miles and forced fumble. That's big. Way to get off the shed the block, put pressure on the quarterback.
Big sack fumble by Miles Shackelford, the senior, who gets in there. And now a timeout with 1/10 of a second.
1/10 of a second.
Final play.
This is big. This is big. This is a great job getting off the block, making a play. Fortunately, talk about being at the right place, the right time for the big man for ARDREY KELL. Falling right on the ball and getting the ball with 1/10 of a second. Literally.
Where do you go here, Matthew? Final play of the half.
I'm going to the end zone. Everybody run straight. Just run straight. Hail Mary like that.
Pay attention to Rodriguez, number 1 at the top of your screen. Curtis looking his way toward the end zone, and a flag comes in.
You hate to see the half end on the flag.
Rodriguez tripped up, trying to make the play in the end zone. Pass interference on Ballantine Ridge.
Yeah, that's hard. Honestly, it looked like they just ran into one another. Not really sure if I would have called PI there. But at the end of the day, the referees called the goals. Just seemed like the players had kind of ran into each other rather than it being a pass that was interfered on.
So, looks like kick team may be coming out for ARDREY KELL here.
I'll tell you what, if they are kicking the field goal, Kendall, I have seen twice now. Ballantine Ridge has been very close to blocking this field. If I'm Ballantine Ridge, I'm telling my players on the edge, we are trying to block this field goal right now. Just watch.
This is about a 34-yarder for Drew Ludwig. Crowd on their feet. And his kick up and through. And ARDREY KELL puts points on the board to end the first half.
It's been an exciting first half. Very exciting.
Wow. Tough break if you're Ballantine Ridge on the pass interference call, but it pays off for ARDREY KELL. They lead it at halftime, 16-7 over Ballantine Ridge on our Charlotte Rivalry Series Game of the Week. We'll be back with our OrthoCarolina halftime report right after these messages.
We don't leave the operating room until it's perfect.
After my surgery, even though it hasn't been that long, I'm able to do things that I wasn't able to do before, and the progress of the recovery has been a lot faster than I anticipated.
We aspire to make patients feel at the end of the entire recovery like nothing has happened. They're back to their baseline.
The first question out of a kid's mouth is, when can I get back to doing what I want to do?
So in 2019, I was in class and I was doing a jump that I've been doing since I was maybe 6 years old. And my foot went one knee, my knee went the other, and my knee dislocated. It amazes me how I went through what I went through and I was still able to continue my dreams.
ARDREY KELL leading Ballantine Ridge 16-7 here on our OrthoCarolina halftime report. Our Charlotte Rivalry Series Game of the Week. It's been a good first half here at Ballantine Ridge High School. And 16-7 the score. ARDREY KELL with the 34-yard field goal to end the first half, and they lead it 16-7. We'll be right back with more on our Charlotte Rivalry Series coming up.
Back to halftime of the Charlotte Rivalry Series, powered by OrthoCarolina. Throughout the high school football season, we have the privilege to talk about sports medicine with doctors at OrthoCarolina. Today, we are pleased to be joined by Dr. Rebo. Dr. Rebo is a team physician for both the Carolina Panthers and Charlotte FC. He is an expert at OrthoCarolina in adolescent and pediatric sports medicine, as well as an associate professor of orthopedic surgery at Atrium Health Musculoskeletal Institute. Doctor, welcome and thank you for joining us today.
No, thanks for having me.
Doctor, football is one of the most popular high school sports for high school aged athletes, but it does carry a high risk of injury. What precautions should parents take to keep their kids safe on the field?
Yeah, I think that's a great question, and it's a hard question because football is inherently a high contact sport. Injuries are common all the way from, the young athletes all the way to the pros. And I think the best things are making sure that your young athlete is ready for participation. What I mean by that is making sure that they have the physical maturity to be playing, right? So whatever level they're at, making sure they are doing the background work in terms of strength and conditioning so they can meet the demands of the sport to some degree. And there are some studies that have shown this: the stronger you are, the less likely you are to get hurt in a variety of ways. And so there's a lot of value to the work that happens behind the scenes with the training staff and with the strength and conditioning staff Beyond that, obviously, appropriate protective equipment, making sure there's a lot of data coming out of the NFL about they rank helmets every year, which ones are most protective, which ones are safest. And I think a lot of that needs to trickle down to the high school athletes. There's information about what cleats have the highest risk of injury and the lowest risk of injury, again, coming from the NFL. So a lot of resources out there for families to help make sure that their athlete is protected.
And let's say a child is injured. How can parents respond both quickly and effectively when something like this occurs?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think a lot of it is not just assuming that everything's okay. I think in high contact sports like football, there can be sometimes cultural elements where kids and families have the tendency to say, I want to look tough. I don't want to let my coach down. I don't want to let my teammates down. And just realizing that seeking medical advice or a medical evaluation from an orthopedic provider is not a sign of weakness, but I think a sign of maturity and of true athleticism. And so, using the resources that are available to you, whether that's our orthopedic urgent cares, whether it's quick access to seeing us in the office or using the HERT app, there's a lot of different ways that parents can reach a group like OrthoCarolina and really get excellent care in a very expedited fashion.
And to follow up on that a little more, why should parents consider going to OrthoCarolina Orthopedic Urgent Care over a traditional ER?
Yeah, the traditional emergency room is a place that I wouldn't wish upon my worst enemy. It's a difficult place. It's usually accompanied by long waits. Particularly if you don't have a life-threatening injury, you can spend hours and hours. You may spend your whole Friday night in the emergency room, and typically it's associated with a really high cost of care, and that often gets passed on to the families. And so, what you think is going to be a quick visit to the ER can quickly rack up some very large bills. And most of the times, if it's non-life threatening, the recommendation is going to be, we got some x-rays, it doesn't look broken, why don't you see an orthopedist as an outpatient? And so by going to orthopedic urgent care, you can see an orthopedic provider right there on the spot, whether it's a physician or physician assistant, someone with expertise in the particular type of injury that your kid has. Typically, wait times are much faster. You don't need to make an appointment. You can just walk in. So it gets you kind of where you need to be quicker and cheaper than you could in the emergency room.
So OrthoCarolina has an app called HERT. Would you be able to explain what the purpose of the HERT app is and what challenges does it address for patients?
Thanks for asking that. The HERT app is something we've been doing for a couple of years now, and we partnered with the HERT company to really help us in our goal of making care accessible to everybody in a really expedited fashion. It may be Friday night and maybe urgent care is closed, or maybe there's one that's not that close to where you happen to be. You're at an away game and you want to get advice right away. You can simply log on to the HERT app, provide a quick description of what happened to your child or your athlete. If it's say a sprained ankle, and then you can take a picture of it and include that in your message. And an orthopedic provider essentially responds within a minute or two, and they can help triage, hey, look, this is something that needs to go to the emergency room. This is something that can go to urgent care. Maybe this is something you can wait until Monday to get evaluated. So it's a very, very rapid resource for people to get good, sound orthopedic advice, even if they don't immediately have access to one of our orthopedic urgent cares.
And to wrap up, what specialized services does OrthoCarolina offer high school athletes?
All of them, really. One of the cool things at OrthoCarolina is we have subject matter experts in every aspect of sports medicine. If you have a foot and ankle problem, we got the best person in the world to treat that. If you have a knee problem, we have people like myself that specialize in knee ligament injuries in children. We have shoulder experts, hip experts, hand experts, really everything you could think of, and some of the best people, not just in the state, but really around the country. Additionally, we have a multidisciplinary team, so it's not just surgeons or physicians, but we have physical therapists, athletic trainers. So, we can help guide an athlete through their entire recovery journey, whether that includes surgery, whether that includes physical therapy, and take them all the way through transitioning with their athletic trainer back to their sport of choice.
Dr. Revo, thank you again for your time and all the great information you just shared today. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
In the 2025 Junior
Our OrthoCarolina halftime report continues on our Charlotte Rivalry Series Game of the Week with ARDREY KELL leading Ballantine Ridge 16-7 here at halftime. And we'll take a look at the Southwestern Conference standings here momentarily. We'll take a break first. And we'll continue with our OrthoCarolina halftime report when we continue.
We don't leave the operating room until it's perfect.
After my surgery, even though it hasn't been that long, I'm able to do things that I wasn't able to do before, and the progress of the recovery has been a lot faster than I anticipated.
We aspire to make patients feel at the end of the entire recovery like nothing has happened. They're back to their baseline.
The first question out of a kid's mouth is, when can I get back to doing what I want to do?
So in 2019, I was in class and I was doing a jump that I've been doing since I was maybe 6 years old. And my foot went one knee, my knee went the other, and my knee dislocated. It amazes me how I went through what I went through and I was still able to continue my dreams.
Our OrthoCarolina halftime report continues here from Ballantine Ridge High School. Our Charlotte Rivalry Series tonight, 16-7, ARDREY KELL. The Knights leading the Wolves here in our Game of the Week as we take a look at the Southwestern 7A, 8A standings. First year of 8 classifications in the NCHSAA, and that means new conference realignment. So it's interesting conference here now with schools right around each other. You talk about these two schools separated by just miles apart. And how about Palisades, another new school over in Lake Wiley area? They're off to a 2-0 conference start so far this year. It's kind of a logjam right now in the conference with a couple of 1-1 teams. ARDREY KELL really needs this one tonight, Matthew.
Yeah, no, it'll be a big win from this. This conference is all pretty close, right? It could go anyway. And I think it's going to be one of these matchups that come down to the last week to determine who's going to end up winning that conference championship.
Yeah, some of these teams will go 7A, some will go 8A when it comes to the playoffs, and of course the RPI rankings. Things going to get interesting here the last 3 weeks of regular season play. Let's take a look at some notable alums from ARDREY KELL High School. How about Trent Thornton, who is a pitcher in the major leagues for the Seattle Mariners that got his jersey retired while our crew was there doing a basketball game last year. And you know about Cedric Gray and a couple of those talents, Alex Wood in the major leagues as well. Taylor Suarez, who's a part of that women's national team as well. And then Mike Senator, who those of you may or may not know, invented the bottle flip and made an appearance on the Stephen Colbert Show. We're going to take a look at that here and find out a little bit more about the bottle flip from Mike Senator.
Also graduation season, and this year there's one high school senior named Mike Senator, whose talent show performance is currently owning the internet. Season.
How about those skills, Matthew?
Yeah,
Mike
man.
Senator in the bottle flip.
I can say that during my time as an educator, I used to definitely have my kids do that as a way to distract them during class.
We'll take another break. 16-7, ARDREY KELL leading Ballantine Ridge. More to come on the OrthoCarolina halftime report.
We don't leave the operating room until it's perfect.
After my surgery, even though it hasn't been that long, I'm able to do things that I wasn't able to do before, and the progress of the recovery has been a lot faster than I anticipated.
We aspire to make patients feel at the end of the entire recovery like nothing has happened. They're back to their baseline.
The first question out of a kid's mouth is, when can I get back to doing what I want to do?
So in 2019, I was in class and I was doing a jump that I've been doing since I was maybe 6 years old. And my foot went one knee, my knee went the other, and my knee dislocated. It amazes me how I went through what I went through and I was still able to continue my dreams.
(16-7) Ardrey Kell leading Ballantine Ridge on an OrthoCarolina Charlotte Rivalry Series Game of the Week. And we will take a look at some of those top plays and highlights from the first half. We had plenty to go around from these two teams in the first half. Think about this opening drive for Ballantine Ridge. They converted on 2 4th downs and got inside of the 10-yard line before turning it over on downs. But Matthew, they burned over 8 minutes off the first quarter here.
Yeah, they had a great drive. Two of my favorite plays from the first half. That one with the quarterback trying to make somebody miss, and then just the offensive line putting an extra effort. But easily, Ardrey Kell has been able to move the ball effortlessly on offense. They haven't had any real issues moving the football.
Tristan Rivas has both the touchdown runs from inside the 1-yard line. And how about Ryder Polston showing off the cannon of the arm late in the second quarter, finding Zion Caesar for the touchdown in the back of the end zone. And then let's give Ardrey Kell's offense credit. Moved the football with just over a minute to play. You had the sack fumble they recovered and ended up being helped out a little bit by Ballantine Ridge with 1/10 of a second on a pass interference call. And then a Drew Ludwig 34-yard field goal made it 16-7. And that's where we stand here at halftime of our OrthoCarolina Charlotte Rivalry Series Game of the Week. Third quarter coming up here in just a few moments.
After my surgery, even though it hasn't been that long, I'm able to do things that I wasn't able to do before, and the progress of the recovery has been a lot faster than I anticipated.
We aspire to make patients feel at the end of the entire recovery like nothing has happened. They're back to their baseline.
The first question out of a kid's mouth is, when can I get back to doing what I want to do?
So in 2019, I was in class and I was doing a jump that I've been doing since I was maybe 6 years old. And my foot went one knee, my knee went the other, and my knee dislocated. It amazes me how I went through what I went through and I was still able to continue my dreams.
(16-7) Ardrey Kell with the lead over Ballantine Ridge as we get set to begin the second half of play here in just a few minutes. We showed you the top plays and highlights from the first half. And let's revisit, Matthew, your keys to the game. How do you think that these two teams fared in their keys to the game so far?
I really think both of the teams are doing exactly what they should do. I think Ballantine Ridge, however, has to do a better job of containing the pass game if they want to come out victorious.
We're going to take one more break. Second half on the way.
We don't leave the operating room until it's perfect.
After my surgery, even though it hasn't been that long, I'm able to do things that I wasn't able to do before, and the progress of the recovery has been a lot faster than I anticipated.
We aspire to make patients feel at the end of the entire recovery like nothing has happened. They're back to their baseline.
The first question out of a kid's mouth is, when can I get back to doing what I want to do?
So in 2019, I was in class and I was doing a jump that I've been doing since I was maybe 6 years old. And my foot went one knee, my knee went the other, and my knee dislocated. It amazes me how I went through what I went through and I was still able to continue my dreams.
Homecoming festivities continuing here at halftime at Ballantine Ridge High School. tonight on our Charlotte Rivalry Series Game of the Week. And we're going to get the second half going here in just a few moments. Big crowd on hand tonight, and should be a fun-filled second half. We'll be right back on our OrthoCarolina Charlotte Rivalry Series Game of the Week.
We don't leave the operating room until it's perfect.
After my surgery, even though it hasn't been that long, I'm able to do things that I wasn't able to do before, and the progress of the recovery has been a lot faster than I anticipated.
We aspire to make patients feel at the end of the entire recovery like nothing has happened. They're back to their baseline.
The first question out of a kid's mouth is, when can I get back to doing what I want to do?
So in 2019, I was in class and I was doing a jump that I've been doing since I was maybe 6 years old. And my foot went one knee, my knee went the other, and my knee dislocated. It amazes me how I went through what I went through and I was still able to continue my dreams.
Welcome back as we get set to begin the second half of play here between ARDREY KELL and Ballantine Ridge. Let's take a quick moment to look at some of the top names around Charlotte high school football this year. I tell you what, there are big-time recruits that come out of this area every year, and we can't fit everyone on a graphic, but you look at some of these names and where they are headed. I mean, Aiden Harris going to play for the Gamecocks at South Carolina from Weddington, just right there in Union County. How about Samari Matthews, a big name for Huff the last couple of years. Of course, you know about Thomas Davis Jr., linebacker at Weddington, who's a Notre Dame commit for Weddington. Rodney Dunham at Myers Park, who's also heading to play at Notre Dame. And the list kind of goes on. So many other names that we can't quite fit on there. Katie Cotton at who was at West Charlotte's now at Weddington, heading to play for the Duke Blue Devils. And of course, Faison Brandon, you go down into the triad, is the top-ranked quarterback in the state. And here we go. Otto Franco will kick it off. ARDREY KELL gets the football first to start the second half. Now that field goal was big, Matthew, when you think about putting points with no time on the clock, and then you get the football first to start the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, it is big, and the way that ARDREY KELL has moved the football, nothing is telling me that they won't continue that same momentum starting the second half. So great way to end the first half.
Low bouncing kick. This one taken by Khalil Leak. And he's wrapped up at about the 30-yard line, and that's where ARDREY KELL's offense will set up. Jared Curtis, he's been comfortable so far. It's been the Tristan Rivas show, Matthew, on the ground. It really set the tone for this offense in the first half.
Absolutely. He's been the lifeblood for this offense, whether it's been on the ground or catching the ball out of the backfield. Somebody who has given the spark that they needed the entire first half.
We mentioned that ARDREY KELL wanted to start fast. Can they do that here in the second half? 16 first half points and a good play over the middle to Bossert, who makes the catch, his second catch of the night.
Yeah, I would imagine that we will see a lot more out of him. He is coming into this game. He was one of their primary weapons, but in the first half, we didn't hear or see a lot from him. But seeing that first play of the drive, put it in his hands, look for him to be more involved.
Coach Jackham called him the security blanket, just his second catch tonight. They go to Caleb Rodriguez. Rodriguez can fly and gets ushered out of bounds into plus territory for the Knights.
Yeah, one thing that ARDREY KELL is doing a lot more in this half that they did not do in the first is throw the football. one of the things that they do well is they throw the football well. So coming out in this first half, they're getting back to their bread and butter.
Caleb Rodriguez with that speed. He is also the center fielder on the Knights baseball team. You can see why with that speed. Curtis keeps this one himself up the middle. Big gainer inside the 20.
Yeah, Curtis is a dual threat quarterback, meaning he can throw the football and he can run it. That's a great design play call for him. I love to say this phrase, but the offensive line parted the hole like the Red Sea. He was able to pick up a chunk of yardage right there.
Well, give ARDREY Kell's offensive line a ton of credit tonight. They've been opening up some big holes for Rivest and Curtis here tonight to run through. To the end zone, it's Rodriguez. Touchdown Knights.
When we talk about starting fast, Kendall, that's exactly what starting fast looks like.
How about a 4-play drive and the Knights are in the end zone?
Simple execution. Great job by the offense overall. Got it into their speedy wide receiver, that Curtis Rodriguez connection back in effect in the second half.
For the point after, Ludwig pulls another one, his second missed extra point tonight. He did make that 34-yard field goal to end the first half, but wow.
Very interesting. Take a look at this touchdown. It's a simple post route right there. Pitch and catch. That's just old school backyard football right there, guys.
Now Rodriguez is receiving Division I interest already as a junior, and that speed, you can see why. It's tough nowadays with that transfer portal for these high school kids.
Yeah, you're right. It's tough for them to land somewhere out of high school. The one thing that you can't coach is speed, right? So if you got it, coaches are always looking for it.
Ludwig, booming kick. It's taken from about the 2-yard line. Young on the return and gets just across the 20. So solid return. Had to kind of hunt it down from the right side over there at the 1, but we'll get our first look at the second half of Ballantine Ridge's offense. Last time they had the football, it was a touchdown throw from Ryder Poston to Zion Caesar, the freshman in the back of the end zone.
Absolutely. We'll see how this happens right now, but it's one of those things right now. If you are Ballantine Ridge, you can't get discouraged here. You've been able to move the ball offensively, but you got to convert it to points quickly.
Poston on play action, batted down for the second time tonight. Killian Andrews gets the paws on it at the line of scrimmage.
Yes, sir. Like you said, second batted ball tonight. I wonder if he plays basketball the way he's been blocking. It's like the Kembe Mutombo, the way he's been blocking.
Well, I'll tell you what, you got to love that if you're a defensive coordinator, right? You go back to look at the film.
Absolutely. If you can't make the sack with your feet, get your hands up and block the pass.
They go Young up the middle. And maybe a yard or two that time. I'm interested to see some of the adjustments from both of these teams, but especially ARDREY Kell's defense. Monster first half by Tiberius Young. And that time they sniffed it out quickly.
Yeah, that was actually one of my things. If I'm ARDREY Kell, their defense has to play a lot more firm. Ballantine Ridge was able to move the ball pretty effectively, but if they want to stop this game right now, they got to play straight.
Poston looking for Krause on the crossing route. He wanted pass interference, but he didn't get it.
It's one of those plays where we look back, but to me it looked like it was solid coverage. We just played on like white on rice. It was really good coverage on the play.
A 3 and out for Ballantine Ridge with 9:59 left to play in the third quarter. It's punt time. Low snap. Franco barely got it off. Takes a generous Wolves bounce across midfield, and they'll cover it up at about the 47-yard line in ARDREY KELL territory.
That's the way to adjust. The punter right there.
Whew.
That could have got ugly very fast. But
especially pinned deep in your own territory.
Way to make something out of nothing. So if you're Ballantine Ridge on defense right here, this is an important drive. You ultimately will want to get a 3-and-out or have this team get off the field with no points. But this could be a gateway for a lot of things on this drive right here.
Good carry by Rivest. Cross midfield, gets close to the marker, just shy, but a pickup of 7, maybe 8 yards. Oh, give him 9.
Generous spot there.
Second down and 1 for ARDREY KELL. Curtis on the scamper. Curtis down the sideline, and this may be coming back. There's a flag down.
Yep. Somebody was illegally, somebody was in the backfield, something. As soon as the ball snapped, flags went into the air.
Coach Jackham is getting an explanation. It is a false start. Wow. You know, ARDREY KELL, penalties, this is, I think, something coming down the stretch of the season. Got to clean up to earn a playoff berth. They had a couple of big penalties on the touchdown drive for Ballantine Ridge. A late hit. They jumped off sides. This time a false start on what would be a big gainer for the quarterback, Jared Curtis.
Yeah, absolutely. Those things, like we said, it ultimately comes down to discipline. Can you be disciplined when your team needs it the most? And like you said, as the season goes down, discipline is what separates the good teams from the great teams.
Well, 2nd and 6 now from midfield. Curtis pressured. Curtis gets out of bounds and makes something out of nothing there for the Knights.
It's a great job by the QB. Just picking up first down with his feet. Didn't see anything downfield. Like I said, he's a dual threat quarterback, meaning he can run it and he can throw it. So you have to respect his feet as much as you respect his own.
Little 8-yard scamper that time for Curtis. Curtis looking for a seam. And finds it on the left side that time.
You know, on this drive, maybe it's because they're lined up on the left hash, but they have truly been attacking this left side and getting chunks of yardage on each play. So I am Ballantine Ridge. I'm thinking, how do we adjust this, offset it to ensure that they stop crushing us on this left side of the line of scrimmage.
This is a 2nd and 3 upcoming for the Knights. Just over 8 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Curtis looks out into the flat, spins, big hit.
He's a brave kid taking a spin in the middle of the field like that. Put himself into a vulnerable position, but
Leo Tayson delivered a blow there for Ballantine Ridge.
Yeah, I think he was limping, so I guess he just fell down. I think it might be something. I hope he's okay.
But now the trainer going to come out And 10 to Tayson.
He's cramping.
I think it's a cramp.
Yeah, it looks like a cramp to me.
He'll be helped off the field. This will be a 3rd and 1 coming up for ARDREY KELL. I think this is, if you're Coach Jackham, you're 4-down territory for sure, regardless.
Absolutely. 4-down territory
Hey,
at this point.
Not going to matter that it's a 3rd and 1.
The ARDREY KELL, you have a lot of options to get this first down. Might start with number 8.
They fake the handoff. Good read. Incomplete. ARDREY KELL wanted pass interference. Jeremiah Jones, the intended target, threw his hands up in frustration.
That was just a great read, though, by the quarterback. Way to think on your feet in a fast way, right? So he could have handed that ball off, but it would have been a TFL, and they would have lost yardage. But he pulled it, got it out of there, and still made a safe enough throw in which they can live to go for it on 4th down here.
Curtis rolls to his right, fires, deep throw, end zone. Oh no, he stepped out at the 1.
Wow, what a throw. What a throw. What a phenomenal catch. People won't know at home, it's really difficult to throw on the run and then put it on the money like he did. But that catch, standing out there for it. I think this was college. We can review that. That probably was a touchdown, but high school, the rules, the call is the call. But great throw, great catch.
Little balancing act by Jeremiah Jones. Ball at the 1. They go Rivas. He's upended. Wow.
That was
Ace Alexander, who goes both ways.
Violent, Kendall. That was violent. And, football is a controlled, violent sport. And that right there is textbook tackle. Meet a man in the gap and you win.
Curtis lines up under center and just falls forward into the end zone. Waiting for the signal, though. Still no signal.
Oh, man, did he not get it? One of those big boys underneath the pile might have. They didn't give it to him. Did they give it to him?
Wait a minute. Where's the signal here?
Maybe they did and we just missed the kill.
It is a touchdown, ARDREY KELL. Ludwig's out for the extra point. And it's up and through. So Jared Curtis plunges into the end zone, and ARDREY KELL increases their lead 29-7, 13 unanswered points to start the second half.
Great. This is set it up right here. Great throw. We just watch it. He extends his hand out. That's a hard catch to make. I really still believe that was a touchdown, but still, they got it.
And here's Curtis. It was under center.
A little tush push action. That made it happen.
And you hate to say it is a must-score drive, but it is for Ballantine Ridge to give themselves hope here as we're almost midway through the third quarter.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's a must-score drive for them. Got to put it together before it gets ugly.
And this one bounces into the end zone for a touchback. Ballantine Ridge will start at the 20-yard line here. I'll tell you what, give ARDREY KELL credit. Starting fast was a key tonight, but they did that in the second half when this was a 16-7 ball game. 13 unanswered points to really create the separation here. And this one immediately blown up on the carry up the middle.
ARDREY KELL, their thought process, we can stop the run of Ballantine Ridge. We can force them to be one-dimensional. Ballantine Ridge is their best offensively when they can use their pass off an effective run.
Yeah.
Right now, the run isn't opening it up much in their pass game for them.
Well, Ballantine Ridge has had some success off the play action tonight.
Yeah, they have.
Evan Gutero in at tight end now for the Wolves. And this one thrown out of bounds by Ryder Polston.
Like you said, Kendall, they have been pretty successful when it comes to play action. I would like for them to go use a play action pass, take a shot downfield. That'll open up something for them. Like I said earlier, if the run isn't working for you that well, it's kind of hard to use play action.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned Ballantine Ridge, 1-6 on the year, but just a second year of existence as a program that went full force into varsity football. You know, a lot of schools start with just the JV only when they open up. And here's a nice throw across the middle. Zion Caesar, the freshman.
Wow, freshman. That's it. That's his impressive. He's number one. His size is impressive for a freshman. In the way that he has the ability to catch the ball and get open. Does not play like a freshman, so I'm excited to see his growth as he continues in high school. But if I'm Ballantine Ridge, I'm getting the ball in his hands as much as I can until this game is over.
Yes, Caesar had the touchdown catch. Bright future for him. Ryder Polston is only a sophomore, the quarterback. Jaden Krause, the tight end, is only a sophomore. And this one through the hands of Ace Alexander.
Yeah, those drop balls hurt you. As a coach, it kills your trust in your players. Like, the more drop balls you see, you want to just go away from the run, excuse me, the pass game until you really have to. But it takes the trust away. So you got to catch those balls when you get the opportunity.
Young carry up the right side, gets to about the 40-yard line, and he's tackled.
Still a great job by that ARDREY KELL defense, slowing down the run. It's able to make something happen a little bit, gain a little bit of yardage, but, you know, probably not what they expected or wanted to get Ballantine Ridge.
Well, Tiberius Young, we mentioned averaging 100 yards a game on the ground, and he's had a good night tonight for Ballantine Ridge. He's one of those few seniors on the roster. Polston wrapped up and sacked.
Sack number 2 for that man.
Al Jacobier. Yep, his second sack tonight.
As a former offensive lineman, one of the hardest defensive players to ever block is a player who has a motor. Now, Jacobier has a motor that does not stop. And so he's one of those players he's going to get the sack as long as the whistle hasn't blown.
He's been in there and everywhere on defense tonight. A bit of a jack of all trades. They move him around on this ARDREY KELL defense. 4th down, punt time for Otto Franco. And this is a sky tower punt off of an ARDREY KELL player and picked up by the Wolves.
Talk about being at the right place at the right time, Kendall. Oh, my goodness.
Wow, let's get a second look at the replay.
Let's see what they say first and foremost. What? You got to get away. You got to get away from the football. Wow, Ballantine Ridge football. Let's just see, Kendall. Coaches always tell you, be aware of the football. But he picked it up. Great job. It was almost like a long pass play. That's a great way to just think about it.
That was Devin Delfino on the heady special teams play, and now they're in plus territory.
You know what I like to say, Kim? Anytime you have a big play like this, you got to take a shot. You got to take a shot.
Well, their touchdown of the night was a deep shot to the back of the end zone.
Here we go.
Polston loads up, intercepted, picked off by Khalil Leak, still on his feet. Leak cuts it back some more. Wow.
Somebody's been watching film. Saw that, read the quarterback's eyes, and just made a play. Try to be prime time right here, but what a play, though, by the young man. Doing his best to try to make something out of nothing, but great job of reading the quarterback's eyes. They knew who they were going to go to. Just read it. Just caught the ball, made the play. The rest is history.
And ARDREY KELL gets the football right back and now has it inside of the 20-yard line with 3:05 to go, third quarter.
It's a big play.
They pitch it to Weeks. He thought about firing it toward the end zone. Instead, just carries it forward and is ushered out of bounds at about the 15.
Taking a look at that pick. He just had it. Nice cutback. Maybe you just try to run right there. Who knows? He might have made it a little further. But I understand. The athlete's going to be an athlete.
Second and 7. On the give to Rivest. We mentioned when these two schools, it just miles apart. And for a lot of these freshmen, sophomore for Ballantine Ridge, it went to middle school with a lot of these kids that, especially for the sophomore class that are playing up.
It's like playing football against your next door neighbor.
No question. Curtis looking back corner of the end zone, broken up. Good coverage that time by Delfino. And there is a flag down. There's a hold on the ARDREY KELL offense. Just over 2 minutes left to play now. Fire this one over the middle. Caught. Running room and into the end zone. It's Justin Bossert. Just his third catch of the night. And there is a flag down. The flag is at the 2-yard line. Well, unsportsmanlike conduct after the touchdown. So the TD will stand for the Knights, and they'll enforce it on the kickoff.
You know, it's like what we said in the first drive. You know, Bosa was pretty much a non-factor in the first half, but they do recognize he is somebody who is their offensive weapon. So making sure they design plays to get him the ball in this second half was imperative for their success offensively.
Ludwig will be on for the extra point. His last one was up and through. He's missed a couple of extra points tonight. Snap's good. Hold is good. And he missed that one.
You know what I think it is? This is my theory. Those guys are getting close to blocking. And I think it might be affecting how he is kicking when he gets to the ball. I think he's thinking it's about to get blocked. If you watch, when we see the touchdown once again, getting the ball back to Bosa. It's one of those things I think he might just be a little bit spooked in his own head about the ball getting kicked, blocks, kick getting kicked.
35-7, ARDREY KELL lead. And they will boot it off. When we talk about these two teams, you think about just 2 weeks left of the regular season. North Carolina High School Athletic Association regular season ends on the 31st of October. And then you get into playoffs. This is the first year that we've had 8 classifications. And ARDREY KELL right now kind of right on the line, if you will. Their last couple of games are huge.
They write their own destiny.
Oh, dropped. ARDREY KELL tried to say they recovered it.
Oh, looks
and
like
they did.
Appears like they did to me.
Wow.
These are the things that we talk about when we say ARDREY KELL needs to start fast in order to kill the confidence of Ballantine Ridge. Because when they start fast, they are able to keep that momentum and keep it going. And when Ballantine Ridge makes mistakes like this, it's hard to come back from.
Ian Kelleher with the fumble recovery. Just over 2 minutes left to play, third quarter. 19-0 second half for ARDREY KELL. Curtis fires over the middle. Rodriguez complete. Pickup of about 4 yards that time for Caleb Rodriguez.
Yeah, at this point, I think ARDREY KELL is getting comfortable in their offense. And what they have is a mixed offense. Like I said, they can run it, they can throw it. And it's about choosing what they want to do and just execute it.
Second down coming up for the Knights. To the end zone. And Curtis just overshoots Rodriguez that time.
Yeah, Rodriguez just has to keep running. He turned around a little bit too soon. If he just keeps running straight, that's a touchdown all day, every day. But of course, unfortunately, he stopped his feet. Had to try to turn around, make a 360 turn. That's really hard to do.
Third down coming up for ARDREY KELL. Second half's had a little bit of everything. Muffed kickoffs, fumbles, and Rivas up the middle. Short. Good stop that time by the Wolves.
Great stop. I'll tell you what, though, Tim. Ballantine Ridge is a young team, but they have a lot of heart.
Yep.
Young teams, you're going to have growing pains naturally, but it's one of these things, if they mature 2 years from now, they won't be a problem. They have a lot of heart. You can't coach that.
Could be really good. And then you think about the depth factor coming into play here, where most of their kids on offense are playing defense tonight.
Absolutely.
And they've got no choice right now as we take a timeout on the field. Well, the other thing is Ballantine Ridge and their school numbers, not only you start a football program, but you start a football program in one of the biggest classifications in the state of North Carolina.
It's only up from here for them.
No question. OrthoCarolina has urgent care options that focus on orthopedic injuries such as sprains, fractures, strains, and dislocations. You can count on OrthoCarolina to be the more efficient, reliable, and the better choice when it comes to your care needs. 35-7 Ardrey Kell lead here on our Charlotte Rivalry Series Game of the Week here tonight. Kendall Lewis and Matthew Gibson here with you and our production crew. We're glad that you're tuned in with us from wherever you may be. This has been a fun one here tonight. I think that go back to halftime, it was 16-7. We had a ball game.
Yeah.
All Ardrey Kell here in the second half.
You know, it's just the little things that end up making a big difference in games like this, right? Turnover here, turnover there, failed drive here, failed drive there, can lead to a 35-7 score.
Curtis, under pressure, delivers a strike across the middle. It's Justin Bossert, again, his security blanket.
Yeah, he has proven himself to be that security blanket in this second half for Ardrey Kell. Mr. Reliable.
.34 seconds left in the quarter. Throw it out the flat here. This is Jeremiah Jones. Oh, hurdles a tackler and into the end zone.
That's athleticism right there. Just a simple in route right there. Put his foot up in the ground, got north. Next thing you know, I'm in the end zone. Little hesitation, touchdown.
Boy, Jeremiah Jones, one of those seniors on this Ardrey Kell roster, and gets into the end zone for a touchdown. And can Ludwig make up for the last missed extra point here? And this time he boots it right through. 42-7. Ardrey Kell with a big lead here.
Just a great job. Like I said, a simple in route. Fortunately, the DB wasn't really there to cover. Wasn't even in a position to make a tackle. Senior receiver just did what he did. A bad move. Took it to the house.
We mentioned this is a big game tonight for Ardrey Kell because they're 1-1 in the Southwestern Conference behind Palisades, who's at 2-0, and Providence, who's 2-0.
I'll tell you that Ballantine Ridge has a lot of potential.
They do.
Them offensively,
yep.
They can move the football.
No question.
They are there. There's maybe a few more missing pieces here and there, but to me, it's just a little bit more time, experience, maybe another offseason in the weight room.
Yep.
They can move the football effectively out there.
I think they've got something with Ryder Poston at quarterback, and of course Zion Caesar, who's had some big catches in their lone touchdown tonight.
I'm not the type to try to make broad declarations, but I definitely believe that Zion will be a special kid here in Charlotte.
And I think Coach Fernandez will get the numbers in this program up as this school continues to age. Just its second year of existence. And they will have the football here to start the fourth quarter. Now they're having to grow up fast, as we mentioned.
Yeah.
Most schools, and you think about the history of new schools opening in North Carolina, and normally they start with just a JV only, sometimes even just a middle school only, then transition it to JV, then transition it to varsity. Ballantine Ridge went head on with varsity football last year in their first year of existence.
Throw them in the deep end.
And there's going to be some growing pains when you do that, no question.
said, you learn how to sink or you swim, right? So they're just learning how to swim. That's okay.
We mentioned this is going to be the first graduating class this spring. Of course, the sophomore class, the time they graduate, will be the first class to go 4 years at this school. So it'll be interesting to watch Valentine Ridge for years to come. And Polston hit from behind, ball's loose. And there was a tie-up underneath the bottom of the pile.
There we go. Yeah, that's just good pressure. Way to snap those hands off you and just put on a good pursuit. That's all you can really ask for from your defensive lineman up front, is to go after that quarterback if they're going to throw it.
Valentine Ridge maintains possession here. 10 minutes left to play. Fourth quarter. Polston, pocket collapses. Oh, nice run. Polston, the quarterback, takes off. Polston, good cutback to the sideline.
Man. Hey, he is showing himself to be a great runner today. Way to make something out of nothing. Pick up the first down for your team and to keep the chains moving. And on top of that, he got out of bounds. So the clock stops. I tell you, this team has heart, and it starts with the quarterback.
Well, Ryder Polston had some really good things tonight with his feet, but think about the deep touchdown throw he had in the first half. Polston looking across the middle this time. And pass interference.
I'll tell you what, though, this team is not giving up. Team is not giving up. Clock's still running.
The clock is still running here. Yep. And mercy rule has come into effect here in the fourth quarter, so the clock will continue to move. This will be a 15-yarder on ARDREY KELL. It'll move them Valentine Ridge into plus territory here. Polston, oh, pressure coming. Wow, who else? Jed Al-Jacobir out of nowhere with his third sack of the night.
You know, both of those defensive linemen have been pressured all game. One's been blocking passes, the other's been sacking. But a great job, good twist game right there to get to the quarterback.
Killian Andrews in there as well, untouched.
Yeah, that twist game can be hard, especially for a young offensive line to pick up, right? You got guys going in different directions. You don't know who to capture.
Just over 7.5 minutes left to play here in the ball game. Kendall Lewis, Matthew Gibson on our Charlotte Rivalry Series Game of the Week. Polston tries to flip it, and flag is going to be thrown. They're wanting to start the clock back. It will continue to move. And now there's even more flags being thrown.
Gotta control your emotions on these. definitely got an intentional grounding. That's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's
and then there was some extracurricular after.
Got to control your emotions. I understand, though, you're playing hard, you compete. It's the nature of the game, but you can't allow it to penalize you even more. Got to have some composure.
Now, ARDREY KELL they've got intentional grounding, then the unsportsmanlike. So now a loss of a down for Tyson Fernandez's crew.
Loss of a down and loss of about 30 yards.
Yeah. And this second half, it's really gotten away from Ballantine Ridge. We mentioned this was a 16-7 halftime score. 13-0, and Ballantine Ridge delivered a touchdown with just over a minute to play in the first half to make it 13-7.
It's clearly like this, how we talked about, ARDREY KELL needed to start fast. In the first half, compared to this, first half they did not start fast. Second half, they came out executed.
And now the officials trying to get this under control. You still got some jawing, it looks like, going on pre-snap as the clock continues to move. Grady Sabin is in as a junior. And bad snap. And there goes a flag late.
Got a personal foul right there. Unnecessary roughness. 15 yards and a first down.
Wow, and this is the thing with the mercy rule is once it goes into effect by NFHS rules, which is what the NCHSAA goes by, is that it will not stop, even if they get it back under the threshold. And so you've had a lot of penalties that have chewed off 3, 4, 5 minutes of game action here for Ballantine Ridge. And looks like it's going to be punt time anyways for Ballantine Ridge. Of course, 4th and 45 now with all the penalties.
4th and a mile.
Yeah, no doubt. Just unfortunate if you're Ballantine Ridge. You had the nice post and run, and then the penalties just started piling up. Otto Franco gets this one off. Booming punt. Taken from about the 40 in Ballantine Ridge territory. It was Khalil Leak on the punt return.
So if you are ARDREY KELL in this moment, you know, you've been able to do pretty much whatever you wanted to do offensively. Yep. I think you probably would go with the run right here. Just continue to milk that clock out in an effective way, but you know, this is a rivalry game, so I wouldn't be surprised to see throws.
This is a handoff up the middle. He's trying to leak this clock out here. Final 3:28. We got our OrthoCarolina player of the game coming up. It's always a tough decision. Right now, Cole Weeks is in, getting some reps at quarterback. And a handoff up the middle.
It's time of the game where if you're a backup player and you get into this game, you want to take advantage of this rep, right? See what it feels to get Friday night light reps. So next year when you get the opportunity to step into those start position, you don't feel like a deer in the headlights.
Yep. Well, and Coach Jackham will have a different quarterback next year because Curtis is a senior. Cole Weeks, who's in now, is a senior. So they're going to have to, for their third year in a row, a third different starting quarterback. Last year they had a senior who started at quarterback. That's the one thing that he talked about, is that Jerry Curtis has been really good this year in his first year as the starting quarterback for ARDREY KELL. Final 2 minutes tick off here at Ballantine Ridge High School. Weeks throws this one behind his target.
One of the balls he's got to step into. If he steps into that throw, he'll be able to put it, lead his wide receiver versus having it thrown behind him.
Well, ARDREY KELL, as we mentioned, going to move to 2-1.
Yep.
And they've got East Meck, and then the final regular season game of the year at Providence, who is 2-0 in Southwestern Conference play. And that could have playoff implications for ARDREY KELL, that final game of the regular season.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued to see how this season boils down for this conference specifically. With all those guys so close in records, there's definitely going to be some playoff implications and some foreshadowing.
Coach Jackham and his Knights going to pick up their 5th win of the season. They'll be 5-3 overall. Weeks looking sideline. It's incomplete. And that'll be a turnover on downs. Of course, the clock will continue to move and tick, and I think it's going to just run out here. That will be the ball game. ARDREY KELL wins it 42-7, and our OrthoCarolina player of the game, got to go to that guy right there in the front, number 3, the quarterback, Jared Curtis. Matthew, I think it's a hard decision a lot of times to choose a player of the game for a performance like the second half we just saw from ARDREY KELL, but I thought Curtis managed the game through the air and, of course, did a lot with his legs in the second half as well.
Absolutely. He managed the game through the air. He ran the ball well, made good decisions, showed great poise in leading his team. So, like I said, it wasn't easy, but when it comes down to it, he definitely played a great game to help lead his team to a dominant victory.
ARDREY KELL wins it 42-7 on our Charlotte Rivalry Series Game of the Week. For Kendall Lewis, Matthew Gibson, our producer Mike Moore, and the rest of our National Amateur Sports Charlotte Rivalry Series Game of the Week crew, we say so long and good night from Charlotte, North Carolina.